What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary reaction video. So we got LeBron James is the GOAT of excuses. So with no further ado, family, let's get straight into the video.
Naysayers and basketball savants that don't know nothing about basketball and telling me I should have shot that shot in Miami instead of passing to Cam Reddish. Well, I did the same thing tonight because I trust my teammates and I make the right play every single time.
12 here in the fourth.
You gotta love the confidence. You gotta have some type of confidence as a player. I get it.
Fender falls. LeBron three.
LeBron, man, comment down below, family. When it comes to clutch playmaking shots, LeBron is not the one to count on. Comment down below if you agree, because I wouldn't count on LeBron.
What's going on in the replay center, to be honest. I said it. I think I said it this year or last year, whatever. D'Lo clearly gets hit in the face on a drive, and it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
What do you mean by it's just basketball?
Well, maybe. You're just making excuses.
Off Caldwell poke. First, James was mad at the officials, but he was even more upset with his bench.
Stop it. Get some help.
Gotta go. James, a bump, a feed, a Prince shot. No! Zero's on the clock. The Nuggets advance.
Get the fuck out of here. Go fucking anywhere, but you out of here.
But we was just hit with injuries after injuries after injuries, and it was just hard to, it's hard to come back from that.
It's not about excuses. You got a job to do. You got to go out there and do it. You have to be effective or find a way to be effective and not make excuses, but just man up and play.
Shout out to the legend, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, man. My favorite player. My favorite player, man.
When it comes to LeBron James and losing, over the past 21 years, they become very, very close friends. And when LeBron James loses, what's one thing you can always count on? The patented excuse.
And I continue to tell you guys we were undermanned. Pretty much played the last 3 games with a broken hand, so that's what it is.
In this series versus Denver, he just unloaded the clip with numerous excuses. After Game 2 the Lakers lost, what was the problem? It wasn't LA blowing a 20-point lead and breaking the game winner. The person to blame was the referees. After Game 3 going down 3-0, basketball, not a big deal, doesn't really matter. Then after Game 5, what do we get? The old, my team was hurt.
So, family, this is a quick question I have. Do you believe that his excuses is trickling to his gameplay? Because it has to be taking some type of focus away from his skills and gameplay. Because he's so engulfed in flopping or making an excuse that it takes away what Kobe said. You won't be figuring out where focus goes, energy flows, right? So if my man is over here focused on excuses, then how can he be as effective if his mind isn't to the point where he needs to be worrying about being very efficient and effective to make playmaking opportunities to then win the game? But instead, the excuses override that, and it's, oh, let me find reasons why we didn't win the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like if he loses, it could be like a quick anticipation to say, okay, let me figure out what reason I'm gonna have to tell media now. You know what I'm saying? For why we didn't win the game. So I don't know, man.
We had no chemistry. We were injured. That's my excuse. Whenever LeBron James loses, it's not a question of if, but when he'll make an excuse.
It's hard to say who we are, what we can be, because we have yet to be whole. I think we was only probably whole maybe 1 or 2 times this year, and I know.
Okay. So there's always usually, especially being on the road, there's usually less home games. And it's already statistically have been shown that players do great at home, but the few times, it's always been like that. I think Michael Jordan, when they try to say, when Clutch try to say that Michael Jordan's stats was juiced up or spiked up or, recently, and then we already broke down, go check that reaction out, where he actually showed certain games that weren't even, the videotape was secure, like he gatekeeped the footage of the games he was going off of the stats from where we didn't even see the video footage of the game to get the stats because they weren't out to be shown to the public. So with that being said, he selectively chose games that were away and never even incorporated home and away from both ends when it came to Michael Jordan and his stats, right? And then the few times that Michael Jordan was at his home games with the Chicago Bulls, because it was only a few times, maybe 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm always open to the possibility of being wrong. There was a few games, but they still did what they had to do, and Michael Jordan still had to be effective. So what does the few games or the home games have to do with being effective in the overall game of whatever game you're playing against whoever opponent? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you talking about? Like, what?
One of them was during the in-season tournament. We got whole, and we showed what he's capable of doing.
If the media had any credibility, a shred of self-respect, they would stop LeBron James on the spot and corrected his lies. As looking at the in-season tournament, the team's Lakers were...
Quick question. Do you guys believe that these excuses are permissible due to LeBron being the face of the NBA and being really impactful from a business perspective? Because no doubt about it, LeBron will fill up an arena, will fill up seats, LeBron fans and so forth. And from a business standpoint, he brings value to a franchise, any franchise, like he did with the Cavaliers, you know, selling tickets, selling out games and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. But is that the reason why his excuses are allowed and he's able to get a pass with these excessive amount of excuses he keep utilizing? Comment down below.
A combined win percentage of 42.9%. Congrats, LeBron James. Over the first 20 games this season, you beat the Jazz, Grizzlies, and Portland Trailblazers numerous times. And the funny thing is, looking at LA's team, their core 6, I mean, most of these guys were healthy all season long. Anthony Davis, 76 games, the most since his Pelican days. LeBron James, 71, the most since 2018. D'Lo, also 76. Reeves, 82. Prince, 78. And Rui, 68. The Lakers this year were fairly healthy, and despite that...
Yeah, especially, shout out to AD, Anthony Davis, because AD always end up being the one to play not as many games, man. And I feel like my man AD, he needs some milk. My man is fragile as that can be.
Only won 47 games and finished the 8th seed in the Western Conference. The only 2 players for LA that were actually hurt this year were Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent. But here's the thing. Those guys were hurt the entire season, including the in-season tournament. Once again, I'm going to show you guys LeBron's excuse backfires right in his face. And when it comes to past NBA superstars, whether it be themselves or their team being hurt, I don't remember those guys in the past making excuses, giving caveats or asterisks for their team not winning. I don't remember that.
Sure, physically we may be a little tired, you know, but we got the hearts. Our heart is not tired, and that means a lot more than the physical in some respects.
Facts. Shout out to Michael Jordan.
You know, we can complain and we can do whatever we have to say about the referees, you know, once we get into the locker room, but out there on the basketball court, we can't control the game. The referees control the game, and every time we may mouth off or say something, we're giving away free points.
I mean, players like Kobe...
Not only free points, you're giving away real estate within the mind. You're occupying your mind, focus on the refs, and it's taking away your gameplay, bro.
Iverson and Jordan, they actually conceal injuries, keep them secret for years at a time. I mean, imagine Jordan's excuse in 1993. He could have said, you know, I had a bad sprained wrist, I was fatigued, we're going for a three-peat, we just didn't have it. 1998, he could have blamed his age, being 35 years
Broke that boy ankles.
old, having the oldest roster, and with Robin and Pippen breaking down. He could have blamed that. Or Kobe in 2010 having a broken finger. He could have blamed that for not winning the championship for 4 Hall of Famers in the finals. My overall point being, the playoffs, the finals, are about adversity. And the truly great NBA legends, they use adversity.
Basically, he's trying to say, look, there's so many other examples that can be shown in these intense series, and when things are starting to be intensified, especially in playoff series and a championship series, that at the end of the day is going to weed out the weak from the strong, the courageous and the weak-minded. And at the end of the day, the adversity will test you at will to see how bad you really want it. And prime example, he used Michael Jordan and Kobe as a demonstration to say, look, they could have had as many excuses as they wanted as well, but at the end of the day, their mentality was strong. They were strong-minded, and mentality, let alone IQ and skill set coming together, it was more mental. And when you're mental and your mindset is right, everything comes together beautifully. I mean, take it a step further. Look at Larry Bird. All his injuries he played through, not energies. You know what I'm saying?
Stepping stone to becoming even greater. Not as a crutch for excuses when they lose. And looking back at the NBA media, when it came to this Lakers vs. Denver series, heading into it, they were just giddy, overjoyed, with the slight possibility the Lakers could win this series and win a championship.
If LeBron knocks this guy off in the next couple of weeks at this age and goes on to win a championship,
not the flop, bro,
in the league, I think it does influence the conversation. It is a huge factor.
Laker Nation, we got to stand up.
Oh, my Lord.
As a matter of fact,
my Lord,
probably about 5 o'clock this afternoon, if you look up in the sky, that ain't the bat signal, it's the crown.
Runes.
Shannon Sharp love himself some LeBron. You feel like Shannon Sharp be on LeBron too much? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obsessively, like he's a obsessive LeBron fan. I believe
if
so.
LeBron James beats Denver, I don't know how strong my argument's going to be on behalf of Jordan moving forward.
Now, seeing all that hype, all that build-up, now that the series is over, where's that gone? If those were your expectations, that was kind of your standard you're holding him to, now that he's lost, any retractions, any edits, any, I was wrong, any of that, ESPN every single year hypes LeBron James up possibly as being the GOAT if he does blank. But eventually, when it doesn't happen...
That is true. It's like an ongoing narrative that it never gets put to rest. It's Michael Jordan and LeBron debate, bro.
The slate's wiped clean, rinse, repeat, do the same thing next year when he eventually makes the playoffs. And you might say LeBron James, he's 39 years old, season 21, you hold him to a very high standard, which I guess is true. But looking at someone like Nick Wright, when it comes to Michael Jordan, Nick Wright till this very day holds Jordan's years in Washington against him very, very much.
It's like, oh, you're going to bring up the Wizards years? Oh, I don't know, guys. Was he playing? Was he younger when he started with the Wizards than LeBron is right now?
If Nick Wright's making the rules and Michael Jordan's years in Washington, he was 38, 39, and 40, count on his resume are held against him. Let's do the same thing for LeBron James in Los Angeles. When LeBron got to LA, he was 34 years old. Now he's approaching 40. That first year, 2019, missed the playoffs after activating playoff mode. 2020, the bubble championship. 21, first round exit. 2022, the biggest super team blunder of all time. 2023, made the West Finals, got swept. And of course, 2024, got beat 4-1 in the first round by that same Nuggets team. That is LeBron James' resume in Los Angeles in his really post-prime. Now looking at Jordan, only played 4 years from 34.
4 years, bro. You see what less excuses do in the right mindset? In fewer more years, you get more accolades. Like I said, look at Larry Bird.
40. But still accomplished much more than LeBron James in the same time period. As of course 97, was an NBA champion, as was Finals MVP. And then of course 98 at age 35, won the MVP, the championship, and the finals MVP. We're playing by Nick Wright's rules of holding Jordan LeBron James to the utmost standard of a quote, NBA GOAT. And of course, when you do that, Michael Jordan's years in his post-prime look far superior than LeBron James.
Yeah, it does.
And speaking of
family, do you guys believe that Michael Jordan days were far more superior than LeBron? I believe so, just based on the stats that he's shown. Michael Jordan was more efficient, more effective, and always seek to be more effective, despite unprecedented situations or circumstances in regards to teammates, injuries, and so forth. He still found a way to push through that. And like he said, you know, they had heart, and the heart doesn't stop going, and that's what they had. You know, being a little bit exhausted or whatever they can say, whatever factor they can say, they didn't let that factor be the vocal point. And I feel like that's why Michael Jordan is more superior than LeBron James. That's just my perspective. Comment down below. Do you agree, disagree?
Nick Wright, being the slimy weasel he is, after Game 5 versus Denver, this guy with a straight face, to this game in this series has an asterisk because Anthony Davis got hurt.
I hate this for Anthony Davis, and I hate this even more for Kevin Wildes, because this should be an asterisk-free Category 1, and instead now I guess we'll just never know.
Never know.
I mean, it's hard to... I mean, they were up 8, and when AD...
6,
AD need to get some muscle. He need to get in the gym because he be getting bullied.
Sorry, they had been up 8. They were up 6 like when AD got hurt. It felt like 8. Thank you.
Now look, I disagree with that take completely, but if we're going to do this, I mean, we're opening up Pandora's box for LeBron's career. If you want to talk asterisks, look at the 2016 finals, LeBron's crowning achievement. That year in the finals, Andrew Bogut hurt, missed all of Game 7. Draymond Green suspended for Game 5. Steph Curry, injured ankle, hurt MCL, and Andre Iguodala had a back injury. The 2020 bubble in the NBA Finals, Bam Adebayo Game 1 hurt his shoulder, and the next 2 games was completely out. Goran Dragic, the exact same thing. Game 1 got hurt, missed 4 consecutive games after the East Finals, been the second leading scorer on Miami, behind Bam, who was first. I'm not saying those series have asterisks, but I mean, let's be real, some of them do. But if we're going to say Game 5 in Denver has an asterisk for sure, I mean, keep that same energy for LeBron James and his finals opponents. Long story short, LeBron yet again, age 39, year 21, was hyped up to the moon and came crashing down in the first round of the playoffs.
Do you feel like it became, comment down below, family, do you feel like, you know, the hype and it crashing down, things crashing down due to his excuses, let alone his mindset, him being his own reason of why he crashed down? I believe so. I think LeBron needs to stay more focused. I think LeBron needs to stop worrying about the reasons of why something happened the way or why he didn't get the outcome he did, and really put it all on the line. You know what I'm saying? And so should his teammates. Because him being a leader, especially being the longest in there, he's like a veteran, you know what I'm saying? And it's always good to keep 1 or 2 seasoned veterans, I feel like, on the bench or, you know, with the team. Even Carmelo Anthony in his podcast even recommended that. But they set the tone for a lot, and they also can help the younger individuals stay grounded. But if you got a veteran making excuses, bro, that's not good for them, the veteran or the team.
And like I showed you guys earlier, LeBron never can take a loss on the chin and just own it. Whenever he loses, it's the refs, his teammates, his coach. It's someone else besides him. That's why when comparing him to someone like Jordan or Kobe, I can't go there. There's mentality and overall
you got the mama mentality. It can't, bro.
Game and attitude. So that right there is the end of the video. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed.
Well, family, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My take on it. I'm curious to see you guys' insights and perspective and thoughts. With no further ado, family, spread that peace, love, and positivity. Let the love supersede the hate. Until next time, family, peace.